My city, Nairobi, which is the capital city of Kenya, is considered to be among the top 7 cities for doing business in Africa. Not only that, but the city is known to be the economic hub of the East African region. The city has wonderful architectural skyscrapers and amazing tourist spots in the safe city streets. But my city hasn't always been the safe haven. The city was a criminal's paradise. To understand how we got here, to this wonderful crime-free city, we have to go back a little in time, specifically the 90s. Nairobi in the 90s was no place to enjoy, as people were getting carjacked, robbed, and even killed almost every day. But out of the darkness came the hero Nairobi needed to clean up the streets, and this was Patrick David Shaw, or as referred by his code name, Romeo 9. He was a 6 feet 300 pounds cop that was also a fast runner for his size, who became a legend by the citizens and feared by the crime underworld. When a bank was robbed or crime committed, Shaw was always the first on scene, driving his cream Mercedes with its famous license number KFH 845. His Mercedes was equipped with a police radio, and he never slept more than 2 hours a night. Pat, as his close friends would refer to him, would drive the roads of Nairobi day and night waiting for crime to be committed. He killed or captured dozens of thieves and murderers. He could clear a sidewalk just by stepping out of his car. Patrick Shaw was not even a regular police officer. He was a member of the Kenya Police Reserve, who apart from being smart, had memorized the Kenya Penal Code. Yet the entire police force respected him and acknowledged him because he could do one thing better than any other Kenyan cop in Kenya, which was eliminating criminals. If Shaw confronted an armed man, he would shoot first always. And if a man tried to escape, he'd kill him, but he never shot a captured man. He had his own rules he followed. He had a special talent for tracking down criminals. A lot of criminals and people who were thinking about getting into crime gave up out of fear to avoid being shot by Shaw. Dozens of wanted criminals who heard Shaw was looking for them simply turned themselves in. Shaw was certified in June 1977, nearly 18 years after he joined the police reserve. He was the son of a London doctor and moved to Kenya as an agricultural officer in 1955 and fell in love with Kenya so much he became a Kenyan citizen in 1971. In 1979, a Ugandan outlaw named Walimba murdered a Nairobi family, and as usual, Shaw was the first officer on the scene. On this occasion, he reached so fast at the scene, the murderer Walimba was still there. Unluckily on this occasion, Shaw wasn't carrying his gun and was shot on the shoulder, and the criminal got away. Shaw drove himself to the hospital, was treated, and then went home. From that incident, Shaw was never without a gun and started using a 9mm Beretta, wanting a faster firing weapon. Shaw took down almost all of the most notorious, most wanted criminals in Nairobi. One of the most notorious criminals Shaw took down was Peter Mwe Wakinyonga, alias Wakinyonga, who was a famous bank robber and cold-blooded killer. His surname Wakinyonga was Swahili for strangling. He was the grandfather of criminal gangs. In the 1970s, Wakinyonga was the most wanted man in Kenya with a bounty of 100,000 Kenyan shillings on his head, and that was quite a large amount in those days. In his lifetime, he robbed millions of shillings from various banks countrywide. But as the saying goes, every dog has its day, and it was finally Wakinyonga's turn to meet Patrick Shaw. Legend has it that after a long day of stealing, he would spend the night entertaining friends and strangers with free drinks at his favorite bar. After one drink too many, his loud mouth got the better of him, and he started insulting the police. Little did he know there was a police informer who called the law enforcement officers to tell them that Wakinyonga was at the establishment. A gunfight erupted, resulting in 3 people getting injured, and the kill shot came from Shaw's pistol. Shaw died at the age of 52 due to a heart attack and was never married and never took a vacation. He was dedicated to making Nairobi safe, and he did that. The second president of Kenya, Daniel Arap Moi, who had awarded Shaw with the Silver Star, referred to him as constant, selfless, and a sacrificial individual. Although Patrick Shaw wasn't born in Kenya or brought up in Nairobi, he didn't like how things were and decided to do something about it, and he managed to turn and leave Nairobi better than it was and free of crime. He literally turned Nairoberry into the lovely Nairobi we have today.